Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to Wireworks. This is a logic-based roguelite, and it's kind of focused in on you're going to combine different panels to have different outputs to defend against the hordes. It looked very interesting on the Steam page. I'm hoping it lives up to my expectations. I have not tried it yet, but yes, we are going to have a tutorial as well, because we're on Tier 1. This is my first time loading it up, so hopefully it's capturing properly as well. Anyway, your weapons are controlled by input modules. We've got that. Module outputs are controlled by using sliders and dials. Items are either weapons or modules. Press go to start combat when ready. So we can kind of go like, okay. Or we can do this. I wonder, can we get it circling nicely? Yeah, that's a nice circle. It's a little too tight. So this basically makes it go further out. So if we can actually go full tilt there, we'll have like a nice big orbit, but I don't think we necessarily want that. I think we want a nice little tight orbit like that. It does have a little bit. We can actually do speed up. Definitely want the speed at maximum just so we have that zipping around us as best as possible. The trick is, I'm not sure if we can actually make it into a circle. And this just moves it up and down, this moves it left and right. So the amplitude on it, we'd probably want them to be about the same. Because that keeps it in kind of a steady pattern. I think I want to move it down this way just so it goes into a bit more of a circle. We had that on 28. Can I get that precisely on 28? There we go. That should be good enough for defending ourselves. Let's go ahead and click go and see what happens. Hopefully no range enemies are going to come on this first wave. Otherwise we are doomed. Because I have made this very short range. Okay, and it's not very high damage either. It takes 2 hits to kill them. Thankfully we didn't get touched. Okay, so we got a little bit of extra thing. Upgrades. Drag 2 of the same item together to upgrade it. Of course I will. Bigger sword. But what else do we want? Spiral. Move weapon in a spiral. Move weapon in a circle. That's actually kind of what I want. But I think we're going to need more weapons first. Well, we have 15. We have $15. So we want to go ahead and grab this lovely. That will be our sword modulator. And then we're going to have 10% chance. Give a wand a 10% chance to kill. That is I'm guessing it's going to be one of these modules as opposed to weapon. But we don't really have a wand yet, unfortunately. Gain 2 damage per adjacent pet. And it doesn't have a connection slot. So I'm going to go ahead and get the fish, and we're going to just go. I don't think we want to care about the rest of these. Spiral would not be bad. Merge 2 inputs into 1. That seems like a good purchase for later. But we're going to go like that. You guys are going to go ahead and let's go ahead and hide shop. The fish, I think, just does whatever it wants to do. We're going to save these for later. So that's going to go in circles. We have amplitude, which is just basically how far out it goes. I think we want to sit at about, a little bit closer than that. There we go. We want it close. And then how do we increase the speed? This one doesn't seem to have a speed booster. So we're just going to plop it over there. Yeah, it doesn't really have a way to boost speed. Even though it has an indicator there, it's just like, okay, whatever. So fish, you're going to just sit down here. That's going to be our pet slot, I guess. And we're going to go. We have $2. We should be fine, right? Oh, we got some speedy boys coming in. It looks like we do enough damage to one-shot pretty much anything. Unfortunately, we do not have the sword speed to actually stop this from being a pain in the ass. Yeah, we still got an HP bonus. Okay, so we have Turbo, we have Cold Wand, shoots beams at nearby enemies. We can boost the amp and speed there. Adjacent weapons have a 25% chance to heal one on kill. That is... Oh, we have to lock the whole shop if we want that. Can we sell these? Yes. I'm going to sell both of those. I do not want either of them. I do want that, just in case for later. But... Oh, actually, Splitter would be better. Yeah, we'll sell that. That gets us up to 15 for the bandage. Does this count as a weapon? It does! Okay, so we have a 25% chance to heal. We do have a turbo bot. That would be very nice. Do I actually want to bother with any of these? I think we are going to lock this. And then we put the turbo bot next to the circle next time. Yeah, we're going to hide the shop. We only have 10 waves on this one. This is the tutorial, so if we lose this, it's because I am bad at the game. There's our heal. You have a recovery. 1 in 4 chance to heal by 1. Definitely not going to get our HP bonus here. Oh, no, we still got an HP bonus. Okay. We get to choose skills. Base fires slowing ice every 2 seconds. Top weapon has +1 damage. Focus plus 15 amp and speed to modules. I think we're going to do the slowing shot. Just because that's going to help out a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and grab turbo and set it there. That does adjacent weapons. Does this count as a weapon? Yes. So if we go... like that... we, oddly enough, have not gotten any more pets, sadly. I think what we want... let's go ahead and we will go move weapon to a fixed point. No. Vertical, no. Splitter, yes, but we can't afford it yet. Do we lock it again to get the splitter so we can actually split this out into 2? Think we might. Because getting that to be a lot more damage would be a really good thing. See what this looks like. So that guy just sits there. If we don't have that anyway. So I'm going to lock it again. We are going to grab the splitter next time. And let's go for the next fight. We got $4. We're good. We've got the little ice pulses. That mage there concerns me. Yeah, because that's the introduction of ranged. Lovely. Okay, so we don't have anything coming from this guy. It's just basically speeding up our sword for now. We will be able to have it soon. And we do need this out far enough that it kills these guys a little faster. So we'll probably boost the amplitude of that a little bit. And buy you. So that goes to there. This goes to there. And this goes to there. And then do we reroll or do we take a cold rod as well? Yeah, both of them are kind of in the same little floaty thing there. I would rather them be slightly desynced. That costs 3 MP. We don't actually have MP. But that would not be a terrible thing to have. Just some more slows. But I think I'm going to go for you. Put it in on the mech. So they get desynced a little bit. That's not going to desync them. Can we actually... There we go. It's not completely desynced, but I want them hitting more surface area is what I'm going for here. Because if we have it like at 0, they just stay on top of each other. Whereas if we go like that, this is going to be jutting out. We go 0 speed. Oh, sorry, 33% speed. That creates a little bit of a 3-point thing, I think. Yeah, that's good. Let's go with that. Not great, not terrible. But it is something that throws them a little bit out of sync. To actually deal with some of this other stuff that gets closer than our sword is going to be. Because it does make dives down by our bude. So we're going to take a bit of damage. We'll be fine. Do we completely heal at the end? Yes, it looks like we do. We have Fire Staff. A Ring of Fireballs would be nice. Ooh, and it's going to give us 20% speed with that? Yes, please. Merge 2 inputs. Not really interested in that. Claws. Swipe next hit for da-da. No. Give plus 2 damage to the attached item. That seems good. In fact, I am going to do that. Is this a diagonal move weapon and a diagonal ellipse? Interesting. So I'm going to put that on you. So you now do 4 damage. This does 2. This has 2 inputs, but we don't have a good way to charge it. I think we are going to go for it, though, and we're going to slap that there. Okay, so it's up to 4, and it gets 2 back per second. So how does this look? It does a little fireball. Only does 1 damage, though. I don't know how we actually... Does it just shoot on its own, or do we have to manually shoot it? You go there? There we go. So the fish is going around. This can cast fireballs. And this guy's patrolling up and down for now, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. There's the fireballs. So we have a number of things going around us. We are not terribly strong on this one. But we have... my goal right now is just get more weapons at this point. We do actually have a decent little bit going on here. Well, we didn't even take any damage that time. We're doing better. Okay, we are going to go with plus 0.5 MP on kill, or do we go for revive? Actually, no, we're going to go for cash. We have a turbo, modules. Oh, yes, please. And then we have a vertical. Do we actually have a good horizontal? You are going to go there. I'm going to grab... I don't think we're going to bother with the vertical too much. I'm going to actually move you up there for now. And you go there. We need splitters and mergers for the most part. Let's see. Hide shop real quick. That's just doing its thing. Plus 2 damage to adjacent mechs would not be bad. And it does damage on its own too, so that's not bad at all. Yeah, we'll grab you. Do I bother upgrading the vertical, or do I just get the splitter? I think I'm going to get the splitter, and we're going to split again. So you go there. And there. And then the wrench is just gonna probably... Do we need that to stay put, or do we actually do rotation on the wrench as well? So that's just like our kill zone is just circling us. We might need to ramp the amplitude down a little bit. Just a pinch. But yeah, if we can get a merger, we can actually merge two things into this and then split them out. Okay, so that gets a speed buff. Can't really do too... I find it weird that it doesn't actually populate up and down. It's only left and right. So we've got the cold going out. We might take some damage from range stuff because I might have tuned them in a little too tight. But I don't think so. We might actually be fine. Anything that touches our blob is just doomed. We are out of space. Okay, we have a field. Zap nearby enemies can't be moved. Gives +2 damage in modules in network. And there's our merger. That seems like not a terrible idea. We can actually get rid of the vertical one. I can grab it there. You guys are going to be on that row. Fish, you're probably going to be gotten rid of next because you're not really doing too much. We go for the merger. So that goes in there. This goes in there. Let's go ahead and cut those off. This goes in there. And I think we take the screwdriver. Medkit gives a chance. Okay. We don't have the merger to get that in there yet. Triangle seems like not a bad one to pick either for our out-of-network stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and buy you as well. So that goes there, there, there. And actually, no, this one goes there. Here, I'm going to organize these so they look a little bit less shit. Okay, so wrench and turbo are not in network. Let's go ahead and I'm going to sell fish. You're going to go there. Do I re-roll and try and get another splitter is a question. Or do I just go triangle and load it up on probably the turbo bot for now? I think I'm going to do that just so I have it moving. And we will get that amplitude up. Yeah, wrench we do want to keep. We don't have another... Oh, this one... There's a screwdriver. Actually, oh, it's not mechanical. So that's not considered a mech. Gives us 2 damage to attach items. How much damage does this do? That does 4. This does not seem to be doing what I thought it was going to do. Because I thought this was going to give +2 damage to modules in network. This already had +2 damage. Is it giving +4? I don't think so. So that's at 3 damage. At 1. So it's still only getting +2. This is doing nothing. Besides just being 4 damage, of course. Okay, so that's 4. Yeah, this is doing absolutely bupkis. Or I'm misunderstanding how it functions. Show shop. I'm going to actually get rid of bandage. Gets us a little bit more money. Screwdriver, you are a pain in the ass. So I don't know how you work. We're going to sell you for 5. We're going to roll. There's another splitter. which I think is a good addition. So these are going to go over this way. And we are going to buy you. What does the crown do? Gives the item below this 1 damage, and we don't care about that. So you go down there. You go there. I think we have everything connected. Except for that. So the triangle one, if we hide the shop, we load that in there. Makes that do kind of a weird rotation. I'd rather have that be on the wand. We're going to go like that. Just so it has more area that it travels. So it is going to be taking care of the stuff on the inside. You guys are down there. I'm going to move this up here. We have a bunch of splitters and stuff. Let's go ahead and go. We definitely have just like a kill box. We did actually have a weird explosion thing there as well. Oh, they are bomber guys. So if they get too close, they end up nuking us. That would be painful. You guys are jerks. I'm not sure whether having the wand do the triangle thing is the right idea or not. It feels like it is out of position a lot more than in position. So I think we're going to go ahead, sell triangle. Give 0.5 MP to adjacent wands per mech and network. 3 damage to pet below. We already got rid of the pet. No. Nor. Could go for another merger. I don't think we have anything to merge into it, though. Because we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 weapons going out, and we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4 going out. Let's go ahead and... I'm going to reroll. Heal for 3 at 5 MP. That could be useful later. 6 bouncing balls for 2. That's another use of a merger. I'm gonna take that now, and we're gonna hold out for another merger, although we are on our second to last. Now we have 30% chance to zap. That thing costs 15. Kind of wish I could just lock that and let the rest roll, but... Ooh, that gives knockback. There's another pet. We really didn't see a lot of pets. And there is our second merger, but we don't have enough for it. Oh, geez, no. I guess we'll lock that. I don't think there's going to be an endless mode, but you never know. Go. We just have the circle of death going around. Fire thing has a chance to zap, which is exactly what we want it doing, to take out anything that is a little bit outside of its normal range. That way it sends the little electricity out as it kills stuff. Or as it hits stuff, I think, actually. Yeah, 30% chance to zap on hit. It's not even on kill. So that was the tutorial difficulty. Can we try the higher difficulties? Oh no, we still have more. Okie dokie. Oh, we're now on wave 10 of 10. Okay, we'll grab you. We'll merge those. That's +2 in knockback. You go in there. And you go in there, and this comes down to that. So now everything is getting more damage. Getting knockback, getting zap. Do we bother re-rolling? +2 damage to adjacent items for 1 second. You know what? Sure, I guess? Oh, we don't have 10. Can Can we afford anything in here? We can afford another splitter. Not that we're actually ever going to use that. Yeah, I don't think any of this is going to help us, so we'll just sit on our money. Because there's nothing left for us to do. Yeah, last wave damage. Fire Staff doing all the work. Let's see if it continues to do all the work. Oh, it's Goblin Saint. Hi, Goblin Saint. How you doing? You're probably going to kill us because we have no healing whatsoever. We are damaging it. It's not actually damaging us. I think it is spawning and healing enemies. So, namely, I think it's spawning the skeletons. But we nuke the skeletons before they can get any closer. So every rotation, we're picking away at it very slowly. I do wonder if we are going to hit a point where we're saturated by enemies to the point that we can't kill them all fast enough. I don't have a good speed booster. Wouldn't mind one. But we just didn't come across something that I think would work for that. But actually, I think we are going to win. I thought he was going to be able to saturate us. But he has failed horribly. So that was wave 10. Oh, we did take some damage there. We took damage at the very end. Oh, we do have endless. Do we go on to... Yeah, let's try some endless. Let's be that guy. We can try higher difficult... Oh, we're on loop 2. Okay, so we can actually start upgrading things. Extra bounces, that would be nice. So yeah, we're definitely going to go... We have 21, so we can afford both of those. Bonk. And we're going to go with you getting upgraded. You get an upgrade. You get an upgrade. All of you get an upgrade. Mergers cannot be upgraded. But I think that is kind of the core of our setup right now. I don't know what we're going to put in this last slot is the thing that's throwing me off. Let's go. So now we have better zap, we have better fireball. I don't think we can go super deep into endless, sadly. Simply because we are starting to take damage and we do not have a heal. There is an item we could get that would provide heals. We just need to connect it to probably the fireball. We saw it earlier, but right now we currently do not have it. Do we heal between waves still? Yes. 30% speed? Ooh. I mean, that'll work until we get the rest of that. So how would we organize these by speed? We move you up there. This to the right, this to the right, this to the right. Obviously, this is able to be possibly substituted. But right now, we want that to boost the speed there. Let's hide shop. Now they're going fast. I do wish I had, like, a container to stick stuff in. Even if it costs, like, money to have it. Field is interesting, but it can't be moved. I think it just forms around us. I think the speed there is going to be better for us than that. But it is a mech. It does do damage. We could work it on the other side of the wrench. Let's do that. Because this... hide shop. Yeah, it does just rotate around us. We don't have a way to connect it to the network, unfortunately. But, let's go. Does have 4 damage. Whereas our little ship has 7. I do think this was the right play, though. Because that means anything that comes up and, like, gets into melee with us has to deal with the reckoning. Because I think this is a fast enough whirly bit. I do think there's definitely better strategies than we have going here, but I don't think we can get them in a... This is one reason why I would actually really like a storage slot on this. Is because you could absolutely go with something like a swap if you had a storage box. Obviously, in the storage box, it's not doing anything for you, but it is helpful. Yeah, because like right now, I can't switch to a heal setup or even just like a dumbbell setup or anything like that, or a scythe setup, because I would need to have a bunch of money saved up, which means that that's probably what we're going to have to do if we want to try out another strategy on this run, is literally just save up so we can re-roll to infinity and beyond, like sell our entire stock and go on a re-roll spree. That's one reason why a lot of backpack battlers will actually have various things you can do to store stuff for later, or a swap bag that's just for like X amount of time or the such. Can we get them all? Yeah, we're not dying yet. Wands all give all pets. No. +2 damage to modules. And 0.5 MP to a random wand on another wand's cast. No, we're going to go with a modulator. Let's get some more damage going in. I don't know if that's actually providing us more damage or not. Where's another hour one? +1 damage every 40 kills. Yes. I'm going to sell the normal sword. We're going to get a blood sword. So it's going to start at 4 damage. Hopefully, it gets a lot of kills, and that's a permanent stat. I'd shop and go. I don't know how many kills it's going to get because it's kind of on the inside of this, but it should get a couple. Yeah, it's already got 10. It'll get there, and I don't know if that is persistent. We'll probably find out. It'll probably reset the kill counter if it isn't persistent. But that's going to become probably our primary damage dealer towards the end, if it is permanent. Okay, so we got how much from that? It's the kills stay, so that's positive. Deals +2 damage on hit if moving out over 100 speed. We don't care about that. Nope, we're gonna continue on. None of these are particularly super important for us. Field is just an extra body there. Stuns things so those can get their murders in. We're still not taking damage, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Is it going to be at 40? Yeah, we'll see if it stays at 5. Oh, wow, Jesus. Something hit us for 15 there. That hurt. There's our wrench upgrade. And it upgraded, I think it upgraded field. It's zap periodically now. Conductor. Adjacent weapons get zap on hit gains, +1 damage per mech and network. Ooh. We could get rid of the field. And go with the inductor. But we'd have to find a way to get it into network. Which I don't think is going to work. Think I might need to get distance out a little bit on this. Right now, we constantly do have a fireball above us. So if I go like up to 86, we should still be able to hit everything before it gets too damn close. Because we still have that fireball that ends up in the inner circle there due to the rotation pattern. Let's shoot bone shards. Slowing frostblast on enemies near base. Mechs give +1 MP to all wands in network. I'm gonna go with Splinter. Start a wave. Create a pet imp. Basic weapon is a longsword. It can have more slots. That's kind of cool. Thrust weapon, no. Think we hide, shop, and go. We have Splinter. We're definitely surviving a lot better than I thought we would. I might have to try the higher difficulty once we get to... I don't know what endless I want to cut it off at. Possibly... And yeah, that is absolutely persistent. Once we start taking damage again, I'll probably call it and go to the higher difficulty. Oh, and we're starting to get already pre-upgraded stuff. Move a weapon to a fixed point, yada, yada, yada. Don't care about that. We could re-roll and see what other stuff we have. We're going to do a couple more, where we get up to probably about 100 and something. Seems like the goal right now. We do still need to get an upgrade for the blood sword. That's the only thing here that we haven't upgraded. I do wonder if there is a plus. Like, if we get 2 blood swords, I'd be willing to give up the field for an extra blood sword. Short range fire. On kill, summon ally goes. Yeah, we don't have another one just yet. Let's re-roll again. There's our blood sword. Double the kill buff. Oh, Jesus. That thing's getting... Give weapons fire trail. Ha. I think wrench is worth getting rid of. What we need is another merger, though. I think I get rid of that. We have you, and we need a merge. Speak of the devil. Okay, so you go there. You go there. There we go. Now we have fire trail on everything except for this. I don't think we mess around too much more with it. We have a bunch of merging and splitting things. I don't really have a good way to... Oh, well, we actually have an out there. Oh, yeah, because we got rid of the wrench. Now you actually have all this shit. Hide shop. Let's see how that works. Yeah, we just got a little fire right there. This is fine. We'll probably end up swapping out the field for something. Question becomes what? Get a puppy. Transform into pet bird. Oh. Well, I mean, yeah. I'll take the better version. Yeah, we'll re-roll a few times. What's another weapon we could throw in there? Splash damage on hit would not be terrible. Triple projectile. Ooh. That's interesting. That's probably something. Orbits enemies, blast area stunts for 1 second. It has a sound effect. Oh, they all have different sound effects. I did not notice that before. Give a weapon a 40% chance to heal 1 on keel. On keel! Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, but we don't have a slot to feed it through. If we can get another merger instead of a splitter, because we're down to 1, 2, 3 weapons if we get rid of this. So we only need 1, 2. We only need 2 mergers. So we go like that to there. So there is our 3 weapons attached. The field is not touching it. We get the MD, just as, because we're going to be using it later. Let's re-roll until we got a merger. So field, go away. You come down here. And we go ahead and merge into there. Everything should be connected up. We actually have a chance of getting heal on that. Shoots holy beams whenever you heal. is also a really cool thing. We just don't have enough room to try out all the cool stuff. Why? We definitely have to keep the blood sword and the fire staff. Turbo bot, I think, is sadly necessary right now for our orbit speed, unfortunately. Unless we can get one of these upgrades for speed, we're not going to be able to get rid of it. And now, yeah, anything that gets through is just going to do a little bit of damage, and then we're going to heal from it. I don't know if we'll eventually reach a point where they one-shot us, because they do seem to be doing increasing damage. There's the field again. I don't want you. You suck, good sir. Starting to get more and more of the 3 stars. Yeah, nothing too impressive here. There's our med kit up. Yeah, everything we have is max. I actually am noticing that we don't end up seeing anything we have upgraded. So if we don't have an upgrade, fires explosive rockets, auto movement. That'd be a cool one. But yeah, it seems like once we have it upgraded, we just don't get another thing for that. So I think this is going to be the best we can do without completely respecking. Oh, it's another Goblin Saint. Nice. Sir, you didn't last nearly as long this time. Oh, we took some damage there. No! We took 10 damage, so we're only going to get... Oh, no, we got the same amount of bonus. Up to 14 damage. Loop 3. Go. I want to see what we can get up to. Let's try for... We'll try for endless... Let's see if we can get to endless 50. If we can't get to endless 50, that's actually a good sign. They are getting up close to us. They are getting through our swords and stuff. But yeah, if we cannot get to endless 50, that's a good sign for this difficulty to move on to the next. Give weapon explode on kill. That would be so much fun. In fact, that seems like more fun than the heal. But I don't know if that destroys the weapon. See what else we have as far as choices go. Scythe sounds fun. Flamethrower sounds fun. The MP up seems good if you're going wands. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I need to remember that we have that open slot there. I'm going to go Hourglass here, and we're going to try and see if we can find a replacement for Turbobot. Because Turbobot is not doing what we need at the moment. So if we can find a replacement for that in network, I think that's our next pick. If we could get a second Blood Sword, oh. But it's seeming like you can only have one of each weapon. So you can't go like, oh, I'm getting all of the strongest weapon. We are taking damage, yes. There's our cross. We don't heal anymore. Oh, balls. Reroll. Let's go. I'm not seeing anything that I particularly want. There's another Hourglass. That obviously makes it go super fast. I'm thinking Mace might be better than Turbo at this point. I'm going to swap those around to see. Yeah, 82% seems fine. So I think we actually go with the mace instead of the turbo. You go in there. We do have one excess merger. So that can just go there. So we do have an open slot. That we could just put something in. Like mace, we're going to move you up. Question becomes, what do we put in there? And what do we connect it to? Because MP would make this fire off more. We do have things we can do. Honestly, do we get the turbo back? You know what? We'll go ahead and get the turbo back. I don't think that... Oh, wonder if that damage buff is applying to both of those. But yeah, I'd rather have the speedy knockback guy. Of course, the ship does absolutely nothing without a movement connected to it, but it does increase the speed of our things moving around. It's basically a weaker version of the hourglass. 10% chance to heal, 40% speed to adjacent. Ooh, pets, no. Pets give all max +1 damage. We're going to go with vampire. There's our mace upgrade. Knockback, damage, and stun. The only one we have that's scaling is sadly our Bloodblade. I haven't seen too many other things that actually properly scale. Because yeah, none of the rest of these are like, oh, you get X off of kills or anything like that. So Bloodblade seems like it might just be the strongest tool for infinite push. Unfortunately, you can only have one. Nope. Let's just keep going. I suppose we could roll through all of our cash. And yeah, the Bloodblade absolutely just one-shotting everything that it touches. Anything that gets past that, though, is going to bork us hard. So we're going to need even more speed to keep up with enemies possibly getting faster. And that knockback is saving us so much trouble. Suppose we could find something that gives speed to connect. But I'm not seeing anything that does that. Would love a speed booster that I could actually just put here and pop onto one of these. I'd probably pop it on the Bloodblade. Just to speed up the Bloodblade. That's only pets. Seems pets could do some stuff. But give the item below this +1 damage. We don't really need +1 damage on the mace, unfortunately. It's the only thing we could actually do with it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new for us, unfortunately. We do have the axe. We haven't tried. That's the only other, like, really promising one that I'm seeing. Although, shoot bolt at random enemy can't be moved. It only does 3 damage, though. Not impressive. If it dealt more damage, it would be interesting. But yeah, our Fireball one, pretty much not really even... It's softening stuff, but our big killer right now is the Blood Sword. We might just swap everything out and just keep the Blood Sword as our main tool. And then rotate around. to try other things. Because right now, blood sword and mace are our big dealers. The fire staff it's fallen off on damage so much that it doesn't really matter. It's just our AoE. The speed here is important. We could try out Scythe. I wish I could track how many kills this is getting, because right now, if we look at this, Bloodblade and Wind Gem Plus are big damage dealers. Fire Staff is next, Mace, and then Fire Gem, and then skills. I don't know what it's counting as skills. But yeah, Bloodblade and the Wind Gem are our big fighters. Everything else after that is just, it's there for support. I think this is going to be the wrong decision, but since we're kind of at that point of just like, let's experiment with shit, I'm going to try the Scythe. So now we don't have the splashies. So anything that gets in on us is going to probably kill us. Oh, and yeah, the little ghosts, they work. So we're getting a decent number of kills with that. I am slightly curious as to how much damage that's doing. Oh, the ghosts have knockback. Cool. Sure, we'll go with armored. Scythe is not doing as much damage as the fire wand was doing, but Just don't know what else we would actually want in there. Life staff, not really that great for us. We don't need the heals. Yeah, I think it is literally just, we might want to just go back to the fire staff. Or we could go for the ice one. Or... no, we don't have enough. We could get another merge and do that. Scythe, you're not very impressive. Mace, you can go up there. So that gives... items on this row 50% speed for 1 second. Do we have another weapon that goes up there? No, those are all of our weapons. So we go with another merge, I believe. No, we need a split is what we need. There we go. Then you go down there. That work? Because now that's going to move with us, at least. And no, we don't have enough room to have sand, turbo, and hour on that, unfortunately. Huh. Because we would need one more slot. Because this is 3, those are 3. That's items. That's not even... I wonder. $105 speed. Is that going to be a bigger buff? I don't think so. I'm going to organize a little bit. Yomp. Okay, so that's... Yeah, I think... would open up getting rid of the turbo for us. Keep going with that, but... I don't think there's anything we want to be doing with that. Yeah, as long as we have the blood sword and the mace, we're good. We need them fast enough to clear things out. Do the bouncing balls actually do anything for us? Not really. Cross would not be terrible. Kind of wish there was an upgrade to get us more space. But it doesn't look like there's going to be. Yeah, I don't think anything is going to be able to get close to us unless they get a faster enemy. We have this at a range where they can't touch us. So we're going to rush to 50 now. We have made the strongest thing we can imagine. That is up to 68 damage. Sand boosts the speed of things on that level so that they just start zipping around. I don't know if this... I'm going to try something. I'm going to swap you like that. I don't know. Maybe the speed applies to this. So we would want to go something like that. That looks hideous. There we go. Our wiring is absolute ass. But let's go ahead and rush it. Let's see if that actually applies. It does. Okay. Yeah, whenever that pops, it's going in on these. Okay. So we don't really care about speed on the levels where the weapons are. We care about speed. Wow. We have knocked them out of our range. Yeah, we care about speed on where the circle thing is. So we're pushing. We should have another boss mob. No, wait. This one should have been another boss mob. This is Endless 30, isn't it? There's Goblin Saint. Whenever the red sword hits the Goblin Saint ceases to exist. 92 damage. I have a feeling that's the only thing that's going to matter on our damage list as we get further in. Yeah, 19,000 damage. The wind gem is barely even, like, registering. Turbobot's doing some work. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to be able to stop us at this point unless they just get to the point that the blood sword is unable to kill them. Because the mace just keeps them knocked back. Oh, wow, we are actually lagging it. Ha 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 ha! Whenever you reach the point that the game starts breaking, you know you've actually gotten some distance in. That sound, by the way, gonna start getting obnoxious. But it's not actually as awful as some games that have incremental stuff. And yeah, the mace is knocking it back before the sword can get to it. Because I think the blood sword is actually in the back of the line. So the fast enemies are just immediately jibbed by it, but everything else just gets knocked back. You can tell the game is like, I don't like this. It upsets us on the deepest of levels. Look at that. How much it's just going up in damage just multiple times per round now because there's just more enemies. Yeah, we're not even seeing the blood sword hit this guy because he's too slow. And we haven't seen an upgrade in a while. Maybe the cap is 6 on those? It's a distinct possibility. I don't want to get rid of the mace, though. It is providing a utility effect, keeping the enemies off of my ass. That is an important factor in this. Not bad for our first run, though, I think. We would not have survived this far without the blood sword. I think items like the blood sword are vitally important to games like this. because they allow you to scale. A lot of these do not scale. Top weapon has +1 damage. Sure. Let's give the blood sword even more damage. I need the blood sword to be on the lead anyway. I don't know if the position on the line impacts its position in actual battle as well. I think it might. We'll have to wait until the enemies are gone so I can actually see what's going on, because right now our display is just nyomp. It looks like it's in the middle to me, but that is also one of those things where, can we tell? Even remotely? Yeah, we don't have... It's not hitting it. There we go. Okay, if we turn... Yeah, it's in the middle of the pack. Because it looks like we've got you up front... Then you, and I think the sand wand is in there somewhere. It's moving too quick for me to see on my 60 hertz screen. Yeah, we'll just go. My refresh rate of 60 is not enough for this. Also, my screen is not really designed for mitigating motion blur. Nuke them all. But yeah, they are not getting in through my circle yet. As soon as they do, I'm dead. Like I said, we're rushing to 50 now. There's nothing we can do to improve our damage. At least not significantly. And yeah, the knockback and the blood sword are our two most important things. The speed of rotation, super important. The sand stick is actually, I think, helping us. But I have successfully found the one item that allows you to just advance as much as you want. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of enemies. I wonder if they have physics against each other. If they do, our strategy is not going to be working as well. Because they could push themselves through the knockback. I'm not... they might not have physics with each other. No, there's some standing on top of each other. They don't. Anything to boost the speed of that rotating around is our main endeavor now. Amp and speed 2 modules, I think. That is a scaling tool. So you could just buy and sell a bunch of mechanic items and get a massive damage boost to a weapon. I don't think it would ever compare to Bloodblade, though, so we're going to just boost amp and speed. 137%. We might take that out to maximum amplitude. Let's do that. Oh, something got through. Something got through. Thankfully, we can adjust it on the fly. Okay. So we don't want to go maximum amplitude. We do not have the speed for that yet. Because we have to take into account how fast our weapon rotates. Obviously, we healed from that. For killing the giant swarm of nonsense. Did we accidentally just have, like, the perfect amplitude or something for a minute there? Or close enough? I do need to see how much damage our fire wave is doing. It's probably not doing as much as one would hope. I kind of wish I could see kills on all of the items. I know we can see the damage down here. 131,000 on the Bloodblade. Yeah, I know we can see the damage down here, but I would love to see the damage on Not the damage, the kills on everything as well. Just total. Just for curiosity's sake. So, do I think the Blood Blade is balanced? Not particularly. I do wish that there were more multiplier synergies for pushing into the endless modes. That's generally what you need for making endless modes engaging, is you need hard scaling tools. And right now, we only have the one tool. It's not that it is imbalanced in and of itself. It's that it is the only item that does this. Whereas the rest of the items are generally going to be more focused in on basically doing scaling for the actual normal playthrough. Having those multipliers really lets people push things to wild numbers. And I didn't even see the boss there, by the way. Did not even notice his bar. Oh, we didn't break 100k on the blade that time. Oh, sorry. 1 second. I need to turn off my alarm clock. There we go. Hopefully that didn't bleed too much into the mic. For those of you wondering, that was a remix of Chrono Trigger's... I'm trying to remember. Johnny... It's the Johnny song, but... For those of you that played Chrono Trigger, you know what I'm talking about. But... I do love OC Remix. If you're wondering where to pick up some like cool songs, check out OC remixes of things like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, stuff like that. There are a lot of really talented creators over there. There's a reason I use it for my alarms and stuff. That and Cowboy Bebop soundtrack are my primary alarms, funnily enough. We are lagging it so hard. And look at how much we are healing. We are almost at the point where the heals are just a steady stream of numbers too. I have a feeling we might break 200k damage on this one. Endless 42. Do we go to 6? We'll go to 69. I really want to see the higher difficulties too. I am looking forward to them. I wonder if that's going to increase the amount of objects we have available too. That is something I didn't consider. So maybe we go to 50 and then go check out and see if there's different items that show up. Maybe that's where the multipliers will show up. Some games do that where on the base difficulty you have very basic items. Good example of it is... I'm trying to remember the name of the card game. It's Fate. It's the one Pillars of Eternity style socketing on your cards. I am forgetting the name. Faith and Despair. There we go. It took me a minute to remember. Yeah, Faith and Despair. The way that one works is on the initial first few days, you have very basic cards so you can learn how to use them. And then they advance into allowing you to get more complex cards, percent-based chance things to trigger, like stuns and stuff like that. And as you progress further and further into the calendar month in the game, you start getting access to more of these. It increases the RNG factor a bit, which, and the toughness of enemies goes up a bit, which is good. And you basically end up in a situation where you have some of the most crazy combos possible, but you have to really build towards them. So once you get into the endless mode on that, you're starting to scale things up huge, getting 100% chance to do yada yada yada. It is wild. We'll do CompuWiz. Maybe proc that a little bit faster. Just so we have faster weapons still. Yeah, 162 with it on, 137 with it off. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good mech thing we could add to this. What are you up to? 419 damage. Keep rocking, Bloodblade. Keep rocking. This might need a cap, but still, we've killed over 8,500 enemies with it. It's bonkers. Give me more things that work like that. and possibly make them something we can like socket in. Like, say, have something like the Earth Gem, except for each kill a weapon on this network give all weapons +1 or something like that. Or for each kill, give this speed. It doesn't even necessarily have to be just raw damage. Just make it rotate faster. That's increasing your attacks per second. That is increased attack speed, which is just as useful of a mod to get. You could also have it do extra zaps. You could actually give it extra mana recovery. All that kind of stuff could give you more tools with which to scale up. But generally, it does come down to amount of damage per hit and amount of hits you can do. Pretty much anything else that is modified is just kind of, okay, that's kind of a cool feature, but those help you get through swarms of enemies. Obviously, things like if you have anything that does freeze, could have like a freeze length boost, could have debuff durations. That's not going to help you kill things faster. It is going to help you survive longer. So if you're a tank build, that would be the way to do that. Healing per second would give you access to things to do with the cross. So like right now with the amount of healing that we do, we could switch over to cross and possibly get some wild stuff going. I don't think I'd want to get rid of the mace or the turbo. The sand wand is probably the most sacrificial of the group, like the one that we could get rid of. And now that we have healing, we could switch to the beams. But then we would just be wasting that upgrade that we just got. I think next time we see the cross, I'll swap out the sand wand for it and see how that looks aesthetically. I have a feeling it's going to be wild because we are healing very frequently. We'll go mage tech, I guess. We got plenty to re-roll. So where's our cross? I'm just looking for it. The heal cross, if you're wondering what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing it. It's a pretty obvious shape, too. There's the life staff. That's the exact opposite of what we want right now. We don't want to add to our healing. We want to do damage based on healing. Are we oh, there it is. Finally. Okay, you go away. You come in. Get connected to the network. Let's see if that does anything. I mean, we have plenty of speed there to handle most of the enemies, I think. If things get too close to us, I will regret my decision and eventually just find another freaking speed wand. Is it actually... Yeah, it is shooting beams. It's not doing a ton of damage, but it's shooting beams. We got more projectiles. This is going to make a better thumbnail anyway. I hate to talk about thumbnails, but I do actually have to consider that whenever I choose what games to cover. There's some good games that just don't do well as videos simply because I can't make a thumbnail that works for them. Dungeon crawlers do particularly well. Incremental games do well on thumbnails just because you can have a lot of like interesting stuff going on. Binding of Isaac nowadays, well, Binding of Isaac has a nice aesthetic to it, so I say nice. It's shit and rocks, but it's got an interesting aesthetic that pulls people in. It's clickable. But a lot of games have cool concepts but don't really have that clickability, which is very unfortunate because I do enjoy a lot of different games. But I do have to take that into... Oh, we just rolled past our sand. Yeah, as far as damage... Cross did about 7,000. Bloodblade is doing 500,000. Can you guess which one is the most important out of these? We could try the clown one. Oh god, it's gonna make noises. Please don't let it make noises in the actual fight. It does. Oh, this is giving me freaking balls flashbacks. There's a clown character in the Genesis fighting game called Balls, where your characters are all made of balls. And it's spelled with a Z, of course. But anytime a number of attacks you can do to guy makes him honk. We're keeping it. We are keeping the clown. Why? Because we only have a handful of rounds left before we go to the next tier. It's obscene. The noises. How much damage did it do? Fuck all. It did no damage. Are we surprised? Okay, so yeah, that is a noise. That is definitely a noise. We'll do the explosion one next. We have enough money to roll for it. Although we can't really integrate it into our network very easily. I guess we could swap out the fire gem for it. Just the clown balls. Just every now and then, what's bad is I think the balls have knockback too, because of our current setup. Honestly, I think Earth Gem is really just not giving us anything except for the knockback aspect. Fire Trail just doing nothing either, so we can get rid of you. We're gonna re-roll. That's a chance to kill on cast. That's probably the closest one that we can actually get with some of these other things. Okay, so you go on to Sand Wand. Clown balls go away. Looking for the explode. It should be a stick of dynamite that looks like a pain in the ass. There it is. And we go. Okay, so all the enemies just explode on death and will damage each other. That's fine. That is probably actually escalated. That's going to have decent damage, I think. Screen shake is just violent for this because of all the explosions. Hopefully no one gets motion sick off of that. I apologize. And yeah, I did see the goblin that time. So, do we go... Yeah, dynamite did okay damage. Anything over 10k I think is going to be fine. Mace is not doing a lot. We could get rid of the mace and get rid of the stun. Do we have something else that we would want to do that with? Because we do have knockback through that other thing. Right now, we are literally just swapping things around until we lose. That is doing okay. Nothing is getting in. We could switch over to a bunch of casting things. Just have a mana network. But yeah, I don't think... unless we get rid of the blood sword, I don't think there's any way for us to lose at this point. Although... Jeez. Maybe. Maybe we're a little worse off. The enemies are not dying to this. I mean, they are dying. We're still getting explosions, but that sword is not one-shotting things. What else have we, like, not tried? Could go trash pandas. We could get the trash panda to be high damage. So all of those get +2 damage. Oh, it only applies it... Oh, okay, I see how the screwdriver works. It's garbage. Go trash eater. And I think we're going to make the trash panda strong. Cheap weapons. That is a wand. That's a... that counts as a pet, by the way. That's a wand. Although it does... I think it does get a boost from the wands, too. So you're at 7. Yeah, it gets a boost from the wands, too. That's fine. Although, it's not going to scale enough for it to really matter, I don't think. Yeah, it's not going to scale enough to matter. Let's go ahead and up you. We will go with... How much zap? 30% chance there. We can't really work that into the network either, sadly. But it doesn't need extra damage. It's just there. And that is not worth it to us either. So hide shop, let's go. So that's just going to constantly have zap and stab. Because it is just adjacent to this. Obviously, the zap is not going to do a ton of damage. It's only going to do 2. But it works with the blood. As it's just ramping through enemies right now. Oh, we took hits. Something got through. Are we going to make it to 69? Maybe not. Nope, we didn't. We died. Can we actually continue? Okay, so we can go back to this. Harder enemies, okay. Doesn't say that it gives us more options. Yeah, it doesn't seem to give us... We'll get through this first wave. Go and ramp up speed to max. Yeah, the enemies are definitely a little tougher. We get less of a reward, too. I'm going to waste this on rerolls to see if we get anything that looks new. Got a sword, we got a horizontal. Yeah, we're not seeing any new items. So what I'm wagering is we've seen the items of the demo. I think the full game will have a lot more. Let's go ahead and go back to the home screen. Full version will include 150 items and skills, unlockable characters, 3 unique stages, endless mode, and more. This already has endless mode. That's cool. So unlockable characters are what you saw at the beginning. Start with sword, start with yada, yada, yada kind of stuff. And more items and skills for sure. If it's 150 items, I think we saw way less than that. So keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!